All right, good morning, everyone. I would like you all to start your spring break composition assignment today. Up on Soundation right now, what you're looking at is what I did today. I'm going to be doing this project alongside you so you understand what's expected of you, so we can ask questions in real time and you can see my thought process, okay? So today I started a new project in Soundation, and the way I first started was I accessed my sound library and I found some kind of drum sample that I liked. If you notice, my tempo's at 110 BPMs for the sample up top here that I chose. So I made sure to change my tempo down here to match that. And I dragged the 4-bar clip in to the track. I can tell it's a 4-bar clip because as I highlighted, I see on the timeline, the clip takes up from measures 1 through 5. Right? It doesn't go through measure 5, it goes up to measure 5. So we're counting 4 bars, right? We can show you here 1, 2, 3, and then 4, okay? So that's a 4-bar loop. And what I did was I copy and pasted it twice. 4 times 3 is 12, giving me 12 measures of drum loops. Then, in order to keep track of what I'm doing, I usually like to double click on the name of the title of the track and change the title of the track to the instrument that's on it. It helps me think when it comes to mixing later. The second thing I did was find a sound effect, and it was called some kind of extra synth or something. So I did the same. I double clicked the title, I called it extra, and I put it strategically in. Notice I didn't start the extra synth till measure 3, and then I repeated it on measure 6 and then measure 9. So you can follow the patterns here. The synth will happen every 3 measures. In contrast to that, I wanted to create a bass line, but I couldn't find a bass line that I liked. So when you open up a new project, sometimes you have these Midi tracks already available. I had the simple synth track that I added a bass line to. So the way I did that is I double clicked in the window and it came up with this note clip, right? And then in the piano roll, this is a piano roll, you can scroll to the note you want. I chose A, and you double click on the box and you create the note. Then you can manipulate the length of it by clicking and dragging. So basically, I composed my own bass line here, and I made sure I put it in contrast to the synth line, right? So the synth line happens on measure 3, the bass line happens on measure 4, the synth line happens on 6, the bass on 7, so on and so forth with 9 and 10. Okay? You'll notice as we go forward through the piece, I'm going to use this bar to scroll. As we move forward through the piece, at measure 13, we have a break for a melodic resample. I didn't title this track, so I'll do that now. Double click, and we'll say melody. So I'm probably going to use this track as my melody, all right? Remember, melody is the theme of the song. Right now, we're creating a mood with the bass line and the drums. So we have a 12-bar intro. This could be my introduction section because I'm vamping up to an idea. Then I have a transitional break here. And then I'm moving into my main piece. But you see, I composed the bass line with a couple different notes, and I kept the same drum beat going the whole time. And I went up to 32 bars here with the drum beat. I'm not sure if I'm going to want to change the drum beat, but what I will probably do is add extra layers of percussion on top to give added variety. And as far as the bass line, I'm trying to go with a pattern that I know from Latin music. And if you're interested in creating your own bass lines, drop me a comment today, and I'll do a lesson on how to write bass lines in Midi. I do have a video on YouTube about writing in Midi, which will come into use in this project as well. All right, before I go, let's listen to a little bit of this so you understand what we're doing. We're beginning our 64 measure composition project today. And if you can try and get your intro down today, that would be very helpful for you in your composition. All right, so there's that call and response idea. Here's the resample. Just moving through this quick. Right? And then here's my bass line.